everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been such a long time since I posted on here. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Georgia, I'm 22 and I live in Essex. If you've seen some of my previous videos, there's a get to know me one from about a year ago and I show my pet pigeons. It's a bit crazy. These videos are going to be slightly different. Now I feel like so much has happened since my previous videos. I'm trying to promote more like of a positive mindset and just trying to bring happiness to our lives at the moment, because now we're in lockdown and coronavirus, everyone's motives are really low and we're just feeling like poo really. So I'm just hoping that these videos can give us some sort of tips, or like, not advice because I'm not a life coach or a doctor, but just these are some of the tips that I use to try and get through like everyday life and keep positive. So today's video is about keeping positive during lockdown. So I've got 5 tips. I've actually got a little notepad. I have written it all out, but I just thought there's no way I'll be able to remember all this from the top of my head. So hey ho, here we go. Tip number 1, keeping a routine. So it's so important to keep a routine, like even in lockdown. I know so many of us aren't working, people are on furlough, but if you've got like a structure to your day, it makes the day go quicker and a bit easier. Because I made this mistake at the beginning, like I was literally just sitting there and I was like, oh, like what shall I do today? And I had no motivation to do anything, and like, the days were passing and I just felt more and more rubbish. So I definitely recommend this. This is something I've been doing now for probably like 2 months and it's helped me so much, like I can't even explain to you. I don't know if you're like me, but on a Sunday night before the week starts, I always get like so anxious. Like I think, oh, look how much I've got to do this week, another Monday to Friday at work, or another Monday and Friday doing like whatever you are at the moment. I don't want to do it. And I'd end up laying in bed for hours like, on Sunday night and not being able to sleep, and then waking up on Monday and I'd be so tired because like I've just been sitting there worrying all night. So what I do now is on a Sunday night I try and plan out my whole week, like Monday to Sunday. I write out what I need to get done, what day. It can be like as detailed and that as you like. I tend to do it quite detailed because the more I write down, the more I like to tick off, and then when I tick off that task, it makes me feel like I've accomplished something and like I've really achieved something. Another thing I found is like when you structure your day, it gives you like this sense of control instead of, because at the minute we all feel so hopeless like with coronavirus. I think like if you structure out your day, it makes you feel like you're in control of your life. Like at the moment where we're not allowed to go out, we're not really allowed to see anybody. I think at the moment you're only allowed to see like one person outside, but to be honest, I'm not even doing that because like it's not really worth the risk. I think if you've structured your day, it makes you feel like, oh no, I am in control and you will get through this tough time. I suggest getting a planner and writing down exactly what you want to do. I'd get like a notepad or something that's exclusive just for writing down like your week. So I recently bought a diary from, I think it's Papier, I'm not exactly sure how to say it. It's a bit extra, it's got my name on it, it's got my initials on it, and it's like Georgia's diary. But it's really good. I'll attach the link at the bottom. I actually stole this from my friend. My friend had one and I was like, no, I need one as well. It's basically like, it's like blue and it's all personalised, and then if you go inside it kind of has like your 3 goals for the week, and then it has the Monday to Sunday set out, and you can literally just write in what you need to do each day. And it's also got like, this is a bit extra, like you don't need to do this, so I don't, but it also has like, if you want to write down say like what you're trying to eat every day, you can, there's like a shopping list section, or yeah, there's like what's on the menu this week, and you write down all your meal plans. I still live at home, so my mum cooks most of my dinners and I usually just eat whatever she cooks. But if you're living alone, and again that sense of control, like if you want to write, oh actually this week on Monday I want to eat fish, and you know, if you plan it all out, you won't be stressing so much. Or maybe after work and you're thinking, oh my god, what am I going to eat today? Like you won't have that issue if you plan it all in advance. I know it's like taking a little bit of time out of your Sunday, but it's only like 30-40 minutes and it'll make you feel better the whole week. And if it like decreases that anxiety, I think it's so worth it. Number 2 is about setting goals. This kind of ties into the structure in your week, but recently I've been setting goals every morning before I start work. Kind of like similar to what I said earlier, giving you that sense of accomplishment once you've done something. I tend to have 3 goals for the entire week. The first 2 are the same the whole way through. And then on the third goal, I kind of differ each day to like switch it up a little bit, because otherwise sometimes you can get to like Thursday if you've just got 3 of all the same and being like, oh, again, like, do you know what I mean? So try and switch it up a little bit. And I tend to have the same goals for 1 week, because if I've achieved all the same goals for 1 week, I know I can do that now, like, and it's like gets a bit boring. I'm not going to go into the logistics of setting goals too much, because I'm actually going to do a whole separate video about that carry on in this series. So I'm just going to leave that as that. But yeah, definitely set your goals and just make sure they're realistic. And just one last point on this, I would definitely recommend writing them down. Something like goals are 30 times more achievable if you write them down. Yeah, so once you tick that bad boy off, you'll be like, oh yeah, I did that. So I said I'll be creating another video about setting goals, so keep your eyes peeled. Okay, tip number 3 is about soaking in the nature. As cliche as it sounds, getting out and getting some fresh air or connecting yourself to nature in some sort of way is so important for our mental health. It also provides long-term benefits of reducing the risk of chronic illnesses. So again, I'm not a doctor, but that sounds pretty damn good. So I would definitely recommend like trying to connect to nature in some sort of way. If you're able to go out, then definitely go and visit some open spaces. Me and my boyfriend have made a vow every Sunday we're going to visit a different country park to have a walk over. Just to, you know, get out, get some fresh air, see the trees, be a tree hugger. It's just so nice to get out, and you'll feel so much better afterwards. Like being cooped indoors all day, like it's not good for us. Like we're not meant to be, and to see some real daylight, it really does help. Last weekend me and my boyfriend went to like a nature reserve like along the River Thames, and it was so beautiful, and we saw loads of different birds. And like, I know we wouldn't usually do this stuff, like if it's normal circumstances we'd be out or in the pub or, you know, like out for dinner, but it's actually quite nice to connect to the roots, I guess. It was really chilly, to be fair, but if you wrap up and put your coat and your hat and your scarf on, like, it's actually really nice to go on a winter walk. I've always liked walks anyway, but a lot of people don't. But definitely try and just get out of the house a bit. Again, going back, if you are shielding, I apologise. Like, it's really difficult for you to go out and like go over to the country parks and open green spaces. I've had a little think about maybe what you could do instead. I saw some lady online, she started looking after more inside plants, and every day like watering them and cutting them when they needed it, and it made her feel more connected to nature still. So I guess you could do something like that. But even opening up the windows and just letting in the fresh air and listening to the birds, it really will help your mental health. So I definitely recommend. But yeah, as I said, I'm really sorry that I can't really give that many ideas in relation to connecting to nature when you're not really allowed out. But soon, once you've all had the vaccine, like, this will be over and you'll be back on your walks before you know it. Okay, tip number 4 is all about staying connected. It's so lonely being in lockdown, isn't it? Like, we're not allowed to see anyone. We can't go around each other's houses. We can't, you know, go out, go to restaurants, go out drinking, go to bars. I don't know why I said go to bars after go out drinking, but you know what I mean. Like, we can't do anything. So it's so important we stay connected, especially with our family. I know a lot of elderly relatives are struggling with this, as we're not allowed to see them, and I know they're getting really upset. Like, my nan and granddad are getting really upset. So what we've been doing is Zoom calls. Zoom, Skype, you know, FaceTime, Teams, whatever you use it. We're so lucky, like, in this day and age, that we have technology and we're able to still see each other's faces. For like FaceTime, for example, like, my nan and granddad are clueless with technology, but FaceTime, easy. Like, once they've used it once or twice, they get the hang of it, and then that's it. You can use it all the time. So I would definitely say try and set up FaceTime calls, maybe like once a week, or even like on a Friday night. You could sit there and eat a dinner together, like pretend you're all together like normal, just until like we can safely meet. Another way you can stay connected is planning like activities virtually. Me and my friends are currently in the process of planning like a virtual cocktail night, where we'll all be ordering from, I think, some Instagram page, and they send you like a box with the shaker and all the ingredients. And what we'll be doing is all sitting there on Zoom making the cocktails and drinking together and having a laugh. There's like 9 of us, so it gets a bit noisy on the call when someone's trying to speak, but it's nice. It's good to have things planned and things to look forward to. I also heard on the radio the other day some lady was doing virtual baking with her mum because obviously they couldn't see each other because it'd be unsafe, but they still get to have them activities, and definitely plan activities and things you can look forward to, and maybe things at the weekend. You can do a virtual cocktail night on like a Friday, because then you can have a little bit of a drink. I mean, let's not pressure ourselves with dry Jan this year, like we've all been through enough. If you want to have a cocktail, you have a cocktail. Another way you can stay connected is social media. Like, I know this one's a bit controversial. Definitely limit yourself to how much social media you're using, because especially with the news and coronavirus, there's so much negative news out there, and it all gets obviously publicised on social media. So I would definitely recommend limiting your time, but it's also such a good platform for us all to stay connected with our friends and our loved ones. Even like if you're scrolling through and you see a funny meme and you send it to your friend, that is priceless. Like, that is going to be so good, and that's going to put a smile on someone's face. So definitely everything in moderation, but social media is still such a great way to stay connected with all our friends. Okay, so that takes us on to tip number 5. Cool, these have all gone quite quick actually. My last tip is in relation to you. Every day we are cooped in a house with people, or like with our families 24/7. I feel like we're eating, sleeping, breathing on each other all the time. Working from home, homeschooling, it's just you're always with each other. So my last tip is to make sure you still take me time. Me time promotes like self-healing and gives us time to solve the problems that we sit there and we're facing. You can sit there and you sit by yourself and you think, oh yeah, actually I can do that and do that. Whereas when you're crowded around with people all the time, you don't really get that opportunity, and it is important. You can do this anyway. Like, I've been making sure like I have a bath and I put all the candles on and I lay there and I put the bubbles up, and do you know what? After I get out and I feel 10 out of 10, it makes me feel so much better, and then I feel ready to go back downstairs and see my family. But it's so important to have that me time. Whatever it is, just make sure your me time is for you and it makes you happy, because at the end of the day we're going through this tough time and you matter. Like, you're so important. So make sure you are keeping positive, because your mood and how you're feeling also reflects on others and other people you're living with. Family time is so important, but just make sure you take time for yourself too. And that is my 5 tips. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you liked this video, please share it and send to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll be doing a whole series about positive videos and tips to help us get through this really difficult time. Thanks guys.